Hello and welcome back to the Cannabis Sommelier. I'm your host, Andrew Freedman. Thanks for joining me for another episode of Product Reviews. Handheld herb vaporizers have become so popular with the technological revolution and the cannabis revolution coming into play, and there's so many options. I have three, and I've been going through the pros and cons of each unit over the last few months, and I really wanted to share my experience with everybody and just let you know the different price points and the different levels of value that you get for your money with a dry herb vaporizer. So I think the three that I'm going to be reviewing today is the Pax III, the Vapium Lite, and the Storz and Bickel Mighty. So you can already see just from the physical appearance, two are very pocket size, and the Mighty is much more backpack, fanny pack. You definitely need to bring another bag. These two units, the Pax III and the Vapium Lite, fit right in your pocket. I think I'm going to start with the Vapium Lite today, and then we'll give them all a head-to-head comparison. So the Vapium Lite from Vapium, I really like this unit. I was sent this unit recently, and this is definitely the most basic of all the units we'll review today. It's very simple. There's a power button that turns the unit on, haptic feedback lets you know, and then you choose your temperature just with the plus and minus buttons. So right now, I've set all of them to do 385 degrees Fahrenheit. So simple click of a button, and you do have, with your half steps, you do have incremental temperatures. This unit is definitely the easiest if you're a beginner cannabis consumer. You might be in an older demographic and you're not so familiar with technology. This is as plug and play as a vaporizer can possibly get, and I really appreciate that. When I did a review, link it here, I literally took it out of the box and knew how to use it. Things I like about it: easy to open, and there's where you're gonna put your dry herb. And it has a ceramic coil. I've noticed that the ceramic coil does really well. Heat retention, flavor. I get nice big rips out of this usually. And I'm really excited to do all three of these head to head after I pack them and show you how big of a puff I get off of the same temperature. Really simple unit. And it also comes with a bong top attachment if you'd like to plug this into a water pipe so that you have a little bit easier of a hit. Other things to note: there's an airflow tray right here that pulls out easily. There is this beautiful pokey that is super easily hidden and is actually very functional in the bottom. I really like that. And the other big bonus is that the Vapium uses a USB-C charger, just like in a Google Pixel phone, a very popular charger these days, not proprietary, and I thought that was a major bonus. They sent a really nice charging cord with it. That's the rundown of the Vapium Lite. We'll visit it again when we pack it up, and I'll show you simplicity of packing. Next would be the Pax III. Now, the Pax III is definitely for, this to me seems like a millennial herb vaporizer. Now, on the outside, it's very slick, sleek. You can change the rubber mouthpiece very easily. I like the one with the little nipple on it because it's easier for me to hit. But you also have this mouthpiece, and now the whole unit is completely flat, very sleek, does not look like a vaporizer at all. Ease of use for actually turning it on, very easy. You just click down on your mouthpiece and it turns on, and that will go to just a regular setting and it'll start heating up. Where do you put your cannabis? You put it in this tray in the bottom. Now, the tray in the bottom of the Pax is steel. It's metal. Assumably titanium. Heats up very fast. The haptic feedback, extremely fast. That's probably the biggest one on the Pax, is how quick the actual heating of the unit is. Now, you notice no buttons or anything. That's because all the buttons are actually in your phone. So I'll turn it on and it'll recognize very quickly. You saw it there. It's recognized in the bottom. The Somm Pax, there it is, 190 degrees. I can do different things, like this is how I change my temperature setting. I'm gonna have it at 190 degrees, 385, 190, there we go. And it has different modes: boost, efficiency, all these different things, so you can really play with your packs. There's also games that are involved with it. You can change the colors if you'd like. Here, I'll put it to red. You can see that I'm changing it, and you can see the instant feedback. Change the color there, ocean blue, and then the games. So that's nice. I like this. There is no pokey included or built into this. So that's very interesting. Oh, and you can also lock the device so that nobody else can use it. I like that. That's definitely a bonus part. So we'll turn it off and you'll watch that the Bluetooth disappears right away. Pretty cool. We'll revisit that in a sec. Oh, very important to note with the Pax is the proprietary charger. And you're not able to use the unit while it's charging. It slides on just like that, magnetic. Nice long cord, but if you don't have this Pax 3 cord, you're SOL. You're not smoking, you're not vaporizing any cannabis without this proprietary charger. So at least it's a USB plug, but that is definitely a knock compared to the Vapium, which had the USB-C. But nice and slender, interchangeable mouthpieces. Okay, on to the big boy. And I should say the Vapium was $100. The Pax 3 is $300. And then we'll work our way up to the big boy. And the big boy being the Storz and Bickel Mighty. Now Storz and Bickel is very famous for creating the Volcano. The Volcano is definitely the best cannabis vaporizer on the market, and you'll see me using it in all of my cannabis review videos. I always use the Volcano. Storz and Bickel has a great name, lifetime warranty, German engineering, Vapium, Canadian engineering, Pax, American engineering. So my biggest knock on the Storz Bickel Mighty is actually the size, but the size may play an advantage in a few parts. Power on, very easy, one big orange button, and you'll see it has a digital display. I have it set at 385 right now. Very basic, no bells and whistles here. I do appreciate that they also have a built-in pokey, not metal, but they have this plastic one, and it works very well, and it sits flush with the unit. Always important to have a pokey. When you're vaporizing, you really want to be able to move things around. And then this one has a straw, so you'll notice like this unit's been around for a while. These are more looking for the new consumer. This one was built, maybe you would have it at home, maybe you would travel with it. And ease of use, loading, is quite easy. You just spin the top, and there it is, wide open. And this unit is about a $500 unit. But we'll do it in a head-to-head test, and I'll compare the flavor right now. I've been using these units separately, but I've never done them all side by side. So that's a Storz Bickel, nice big tray, and this one is metal, and it has a screen. Unlike the other ones, this has like a real mesh screen in it. And we'll note the charger one more time. Proprietary charger with quite a large head. This isn't a USB charger, so this is definitely one thing to consider with the Storz Bickel Mighty, is that it has this proprietary charger and it's not a USB charger. So this isn't something that's coming in the car with you for a really easy recharge. The Vapium definitely wins on the charge. I think the next thing we should do is load the units up and compare them all side by side just for ease of loading. I think loading is definitely an important part. So let's do the exact same order. And I have the Vapium Lite. So it just pops off. There's just a notch and it's just off. Ceramic coil. Take our cannabis, ground cannabis, always ground cannabis for the handheld vaporizers. We need it to be ground. In the larger ones, you can get away with just kind of finger pulling the buds apart. So you'll notice that I'm trying to put the cannabis in, and it's maybe not, to be honest, the easiest because the hole is quite small, and we do want to make sure that we load it all the way. We'll load them all to the kind of same pack. I am dropping a little. I've been noticing that if I tap on it on the sides, a bunch of it falls down the hole, but I never really get all of the keef, all of the crystal and everything around it to get completely in the hole. So that's about as good as I'm gonna get, I think. Nice and packed, complete. Pop that on, and I want to turn these all on at the same time and see which ones heat up first. Next, we have the Pax. I put my nibbled mouthpiece back on it because I like this one more. And if you remember, we just poke the bottom, and this one has probably a larger chamber than the other one, metal chamber. And let's load it up. You just kind of drop it in there, and I noticed the same kind of problem with the Pax when I'm loading it, is just that because of this slot and the way that the door goes on, I get a lot of cannabis around the ridge, and it's not the easiest to get in because this I can't pack as tight, I feel like, as the Vapium, and I really need a pokey or something to scrape the sides. The premium model comes with a really nice tool. The basic kit at 300 bucks does not come with that same tool, which is kind of weird to me. I figured that everybody should get the little rubber tool. So I've gotten it almost, but there's definitely still quite a bit around the sides.